So the Infinix X1 is a larger successor to the smaller sized 43-inch Infinix TV that I reviewed earlier. That TV was a 1080p TV. I reviewed it in September last year. Now this is the 55-inch 4K variant. It's retailing for around 245,000 naira or $455 depending on what the exchange rate is saying these days. I have no idea. I've been enjoying this TV for quite a while now, and in this video I want to explore all of the features that I think you might want to know if you're in the market for a budget-friendly large-sized 55-inch TV. Now I got this TV courtesy of the X Club platform. You can download it on the Play Store. I'll leave a link in the description to check it out. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button so more people can get to see, what this 55-inch TV is all about. This 55-inch Infinix TV, everything you need to know. I'll shut up now. Without further ado, let's get to the video. So now to the unboxing of the Infinix TV. Cutting off the seal shows you some styrofoam for protection. Inside the box, you've got the feet for the Infinix TV. I like that the feet is sturdy and strong. At least you'll get some stability. It is made from metal, which is quite solid. Next thing you get is a bag housing some of the accessories and manual. The first thing you get inside the accessory bag is of course the remote control. Taking the wrap off of that, I like that it has the perforated look on the front, and the back has some sort of striped patterns. It's plastic and it feels quite nice in the hand. I also like that the remote has quick access buttons for Netflix and YouTube. You get the main plug or the power adapter for the TV, 4 screws for the TV's feet, and Infinix was nice enough to add batteries inside. You also get your warranty card, a setup guide, and the quite dense user manual. Right now we've got the TV out of the box, and once you take the wrap off of it, you get the 55-inch Infinix TV. And let's set it up. I first start by screwing the feet to the TV itself with the Infinix TV faced down on a smooth surface. I of course do that for both legs, obviously. Once that is done, I get to add the power adapter at the back. But before we go there, let's talk about the ports and I/O, or things that you can find around the TV for input and output. Of course, we've got the power port to the left side if you're looking at it from the back of the TV. It's on the right side if you're looking at it from the front. On the opposite side of things, we've got the LAN port, the HDMI 1, 2, and 3 ports. They are not HDMI 2.1, unfortunately, but they are 1.43 with ARC or ARC support for audio. You've got the antenna port, 2 USB ports, AV in, audio jack for headphones, and some supported speakers. And lastly, the digital audio out port. As a cluster, it all looks well planned out and spaced properly. I like that you can set up the TV with your Android device, your Android smartphone, of course. And this is the Infinix Zero X Pro, which I made a review about. It's an Android TV after all, so it just made sense. All I need to do is just say, "Okay, Google," and it sets up. Sorry if I triggered anyone's devices. I also noticed that for a 55-inch TV, this is quite light. Now, before we go into the TV's display quality, let's talk about this remote control. Like I mentioned, it's perforated and has striped patterns on the back of it. It's different from the 43-inch model, which I reviewed, in that now the Infinix TV remote on here for the 55-inch TV has Google Assistant. You will also notice a Google Assistant button, and of course 2 holes up top for the microphone, so you can speak directly to your into your remote. So I can just press the Google Assistant button and ask my question, and the TV answers. What's the distance between Earth and the Moon?
The Moon is about 384,400 kilometers from Earth.
I like that it's got the shortcuts around it for Netflix and YouTube, and of course all of the other buttons that are not hard to reach, thankfully. Now, when it comes to the display quality of the Infinix TV, the bezels on here are okay and they're sized appropriately, in my opinion. It is reminiscent of the 43-inch version. Almost similar in size, I would say. I like the TV's presence when it's standing, and I also really like it when it's wall mounted. I definitely had to go with the wall mounted look for the Infinix TV, and it looks really pleasant like this. You can tell that we have to do some cable management, which was very painful. When it comes to the display quality, I like the fact that it's 4K this time and it does really look sharp. I basically watched a lot of movies with this TV and I did game a lot. I loved how it produced detail and the sound quality was also fairly decent. But if you want to really enjoy this TV, you can pair it with like a sound bar, for instance, just like the one we have here. One thing I think is the downside for the Infinix TV is the viewing angle. If you're watching it from the side, or like if you're coming from the kitchen, for instance, from here, the color doesn't look right or as great as if you're watching it head on, right from the front of the TV. Technically speaking, there's a degree of viewing angle some TVs have. You know, when you start going sideways, or you know, when you go like the 90-degree angle on the side of the TV, depending on your TV, the color tends to get distorted. But some with 90 degrees would still maintain colors and sharpness, like OLED TVs, for instance. Essentially, the wider it is, the wider the viewing angle is, the better. Most LCDs like this have an 88-degree viewing angle before they start to lose some color. This seems in line with that. The spec here says it has 178 degrees around, or if we're going by the normal chart, that is like 88 or 89 degrees, which is the standard. And if I go further to the side, I can notice a slight whiteness or loss of color for this Infinix TV. Curved displays have different rules though, but that's not for today. In this case, looking at it head on will give you sharp and interesting colors. With regards to the specs of the Infinix TV, I want to say that I like that the fact that this TV is 4K. I know I've said it before. When you check the YouTube resolution, the maximum resolution that you get here shows you that it is in fact capped at 4K 2160. And not just that though, you can also view HDR content on here, and HDR content does look very colorful, very crisp from my test. Really crisper than I expected, actually, for HDR content at least. And as far as you can lay your hands on HDR content on YouTube or Netflix, you'll be fine. You do get some value for money on here with that quality. Also, there's less pixelation all over the display, you know, because it's 4K. Unlike the 43-inch version that was 1080p like I reviewed, there was a lot of pixelation on that. I did my usual ISO monitor test for TVs and I found that most values tend to be correct. And of course, it had no crop. The 43-inch version had a slight crop at the bottom, which I mentioned in that review video, but this one, it doesn't have any crop. This TV comes with Android 9 and a 64-bit processor. Its RAM is slightly higher than the 43-inch version from last year. That one had 1 GB of RAM. This has 1.5 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage. The HDMI port, according to specs, read as 1.43, like I mentioned, with ARC for audio. I found gameplay to be great on here as well. Playing the PS5 was fun overall and it was enjoyable. I like that the console utilized the 4K display. However, it depends on the HDMI cable. Now, using the default cable that comes with the PS5 will have no issues playing 4K on here. I did notice that when I used the regular cable, I used the regular HDMI cable, I lost all access to 4K for the PS5. So keep that in mind if you're using like DVD players with like special cables, or 4K consoles like the PS5, for instance. We had to use a longer cable because of cable management. The PS5 cable couldn't go in through the wall, but the longer cable could, and we lost 4K. I had some of the same issues with FIFA showing players' streaks like the 43-inch version as I played, again because it was 1080p. I also noticed gameplay to be smooth when the characters are close, but that is just a tiny detail. Also, if you've got Wi-Fi, you can use the Infinix Life app as your phone's remote control. And you know, if as far as your phone and TV are on the same Wi-Fi network, your phone should be able to serve as the remote control, should be able to cast photos, videos, and music to your TV right from your phone. You should be able to cast it via hotspot, mirror your TV or mirror your phone, act as a mouse, and even have integrations with your wristband, for instance. Unfortunately, the setup process can be very daunting or difficult, or some features might not just work, but hey, it's possible. Sound quality is great and it's loud enough. It comes with Dolby Atmos sound, 20-watt sound output, which is decent. Again, this is one of the things that the features of the 43-inch version shares with this 55-inch version with this TV. It basically comprises of two 10-watt speakers. I have no complaint on that front. However, like I mentioned earlier in this video, while the speakers built in are good, you know, the speakers built into the TV, they're already good. An additional speaker or soundbar would be really dope. For context, here is how the Infinix TV sounds. Now when it comes to the power output, it's got a unit power rating of 135 watts, and the voltage is between 96 and 264. From my experience, I did notice some level of warmth on the front of the TV after quite an extended period of usage, but that is not a big deal. That is not a deal breaker at all. Thankfully, you don't need batteries for this. It's not like a phone or anything, so that's something that you can't be bothered by when it comes to like heating. Also, when it comes to pricing, you can get this TV on the Xpark website. As you can see here, I got this TV courtesy of the Infinix X Club, which is a content sharing platform, and you can actually download it, like I mentioned, on the Play Store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Huge shout out to Infinix for this one. Now, if you found this video useful in any way at all so far, do leave a like, and of course leave a comment below if you have any questions at all. I'll be there in the comment below chatting with you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.